If you spend enough time standing on a firing line, you are bound to hear the same tired gospel being preached. The old guys with the custom leather holsters will look you dead in the eye and tell you that a functional 1911 requires a $1,200 entry fee. Anything less, they claim, is just an expensive paperweight. But I am here to tell you right now that the landscape has shifted right under their feet. There is a quiet revolution happening in the budget tier of the 1911 market. Guns that most seasoned shooters used to walk right past in the display case are actively embarrassing top-tier safe queens out on the range. We are talking about entry-level pistols throwing down impossibly tight groups. We are talking about massive round counts with zero catastrophic failures. Every day, I see shooters at the range who are completely thrilled because they made a tactical financial decision, getting premium performance for a fraction of the cost. Today, we are diving deep into the trenches to look at 5 accessible 1911s that will fundamentally change how you view budget firearms. Let us get onto the line and break this down. Starting off our list at number 5, we have the Tisas 1911A1. For the longest time, the moment someone mentioned Turkish manufacturing in the same breath as John Moses Browning's legendary design, the room would go quiet with skepticism. But the Tisas 1911A1 has forced the industry to eat its words. Look, Tisas is not some fly-by-night operation stamping out cheap metal. They are steeped in military contract manufacturing, providing sidearms for NATO forces, and that rigid, standardized background bleeds heavily into this pistol. At $300 to $450 sweet spot, this is arguably the most legitimate, entry-level 1911 on the American market today. And when I say legitimate, I mean it is a true, authentic GI specification build. You are getting a genuinely forged frame, not a cheap casting. It rocks a classic 5-inch barrel, a rugged, parkerized finish that soaks up oil exactly like the old warhorses did, and dimensions that perfectly mirror what the military demanded over 100 years ago. When you finally get one of these in your hands, the slide-to-frame fit is going to legitimately confuse you. It is incredibly tight for the price tag. I have watched guys run their first 500 rounds of hardball through a Tisas, and they are always blown away by how buttery the cycling feels. Now, the trigger is exactly what you would expect from a GI gun. It is not a glass rod match trigger, but it has a very predictable working man's break, which is exactly what you want in a defensive foundation. But let us have a reality check. Because this is a strict GI clone, it comes with old-school limitations. The iron sights are tiny and slow to pick up. The finish is purely utilitarian. You are not getting a modern beaver tail grip safety to protect you from hammer bite, and the thumb safety is the standard nub, not the extended tactical ledge we are all used to today. If you unbox this expecting a tuned race gun, you are setting yourself up for heartbreak. But if you approach it as a historically faithful, rugged platform to learn the 1911 Manual of Arms, it is an absolute steal. Countless shooters buy this as a starter gun, intending to upgrade later, only to realize the Tisas gives them exactly what they need right out of the box. Moving along, we arrive at the platform that forced the gun snobs to fundamentally change their tune. Number 4 is the Rock Island Armory 1911. I remember a time, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, when mentioning an RIA 1911 in serious tactical circles would get you laughed out of the room. Those days are completely over. Rock Island Armory, building these guns out of the Philippines, has effectively drowned out the haters through sheer volume and brute force reliability. They are offering a tank of a pistol, usually sitting between $400 and $550, that established domestic brands genuinely struggle to compete against. The standard RIA 1911 is a heavyweight brawler, getting a solid steel frame and a solid steel slide. They do not rely heavily on MIM parts in the critical stress zones. It is heavy steel from muzzle to mainspring housing. And the barrel fitment? It is shockingly dialed in. I have personally seen shooters throwing down sub-2-inch 5-shot groups at 25 yards with this gun. That is the kind of accuracy that a sub-$500 pistol simply has no business delivering. The standard trigger usually pulls at a clean 5 to 6 pounds. It has very little creep, breaking honestly enough that staying on target feels natural, not like a wrestling match. An RIA and punch out. The mass eats the recoil. The cycling is violent but smooth, and that legendary grip angle locks into your hand perfectly. Where the Rock Island shows its budget DNA is strictly cosmetic. The parkerized finish can be a bit chalky out of the box. If you tear the gun down for cleaning, you will definitely find some sharp internal machining edges. None of this hurts the gun's ability to run, but it reminds you that you did not buy a custom shop piece. However, the real story here is the sheer unstoppable durability. If you jump on any serious gun forum, you will see guys logging 3,000, even 5,000 rounds through these pistols with nothing but oil and basic spring changes. And it is not a picky eater. Full metal jacket, defensive hollow points, cheap steel-cased surplus garbage. The RIA 1911 chews it all up and spits out the brass. The only valid warning I will give you is about their quality control consistency. While the vast majority are flawless runners, every now and then a lemon slips past the inspectors with tight fitment issues that need a gunsmith's touch. But the odds of getting a bad one are so incredibly low that the investment is absolutely worth the risk. Next up, we are looking at a dark horse that is keeping the executives at higher-end companies awake at night. Number 3 is the Girsan MC 1911. Girsan is another Turkish heavy hitter that spent years dominating the European and Middle Eastern defense markets before quietly sliding into the American scene. The guys who took a gamble on them early have been shouting their praises from the rooftops ever since. Hovering around the $400 to $500 mark, the MC 1911 breaks all the rules of budget manufacturing. Usually, this price point means stripped-down features. Instead, Girsan throws the kitchen sink at you. You get an upswept beaver tail grip safety, an extended tactical thumb safety, a lowered and flared ejection port for reliable brass clearance, and a legitimate match-grade barrel bushing. If you tried to add those specific upgrades to a basic American 1911, you are looking at $200 to $400 in parts and gunsmithing fees. Girsan gives it to you straight from the factory. The result is a pistol that feels like a premium Series 70 enhanced model, but priced like a bare-bones truck gun. But the absolute star of the show on the MC 1911 is the trigger mechanism. It is incredibly crisp. The reset is short, tactile, and completely viable for fast, defensive follow-up shots. It consistently gauges at a highly usable 4.5 to 5 pounds. The fitment on the sear and hammer tells me that someone at the factory actually cared about their job. You absolutely do not need to rip this trigger out and replace it, which is a huge financial relief since aftermarket trigger jobs easily run a couple of $100. When it comes to putting holes in paper, the MC 1911 is a laser beam. That match bushing creates a vault-like lockup, shrinking your groups dramatically. Guys are constantly dragging these out to the range, putting them head-to-head against big-name American brands, and watching the Turkish import hold the line flawlessly. Now, I will be straight with you on the downside. The external finish can be hit or miss. You might unbox one and find visible tool marks on the slide or frame, areas where a premium builder would have spent an hour polishing. The outside does not always reflect the high-performance engine running on the inside. But if you view a firearm as a life-saving tool rather than a museum piece, the MC 1911 is pound for pound the most aggressive value proposition on the market today. Moving into the upper tier of the budget world, we hit true American heritage. Number 2 is the Springfield Armory Mil-Spec 1911. Springfield has been in the 1911 game for so long that their name is virtually synonymous with the platform. They do not need flashy marketing. Their track record does the talking. The Mil-Spec is their foundational model. Priced between $600 and $750, it is stepping up the financial ladder. But what that extra money buys you is a level of manufacturing consistency that veteran shooters can feel the second they rack the slide. Like the Tisas and the RIA, This is built on a GI specification footprint. You have the 5-inch barrel, the arched mainspring housing, and the classic lines. But the magic is in the tolerance stacking. Springfield machines their slide-to-frame rails with a level of precision that the cheaper imports simply cannot replicate at scale. It is a measurable, tangible tightness that pays massive dividends in the long run. As you push into the thousands of rounds, the parts wear together smoothly instead of rattling themselves apart. Springfield also completely nails the trigger geometry. It breaks right at a clean 5 pounds, hitting a highly defined wall before snapping like a glass rod. The reset is aggressive and short. You can run this gun hard, right out of the box, and you will not feel the urge to swap the fire control group. As the gun gets dirty, the trigger stays consistent, and in a defensive scenario, consistency is everything. In terms of sheer survival, the forged steel frame and slide make this gun virtually indestructible. If you live in a humid climate, grab the stainless steel version and never worry about sweat or rust again. I know guys who treat their Springfield Mil-Specs like absolute garbage, and the guns never develop that sloppy frame rattle that plagues cheaper models. But I have to call out the elephant in the room. 2026, putting basic GI sights on a $700 gun is a tough pill to swallow. They are incredibly basic. If you are serious about running this gun fast, you are going to spend money having a gunsmith mill the slide, or install high-visibility aftermarket sights within the first year. Once you add that cost to the baseline, the price gap between this and the cheaper imports gets pretty wide. However, you are paying for the peace of mind that comes with strict American quality control and a rock-solid lifetime warranty network that will instantly have your back if things go south. Finally, we arrive at the absolute pinnacle of the accessible 1911 market. A gun that proves a massive American manufacturer can still innovate. Number 1 is the Ruger SR1911. Ruger did not rush into the 1911 game. They sat back, watched everybody else make mistakes, identified the glaring weaknesses in the market, and then dropped a hammer on the industry. The SR1911 sits at the top of our budget spectrum, commanding anywhere from $700 to $900. But let me tell you, it justifies every single penny of that price tag. The very first thing that hits you when you handle the SR1911 is the machining fitment. Ruger leverages their massive manufacturing infrastructure to cut tolerances that rival entry-level custom shop guns. The slide glides over the frame rails like it is running on wet ice. There is zero gritty feeling, zero side-to-side slop. This is not a trick of the light. It is the direct result of precision engineering that guarantees better mechanical accuracy and a lifespan that will outlast you. The barrel fitment on the SR1911 is nothing short of exceptional. Ruger controls the specifications so tightly that shooters routinely report feeling like the gun is fixing their bad habits. At 25 yards, this pistol will punch one ragged hole if you do your part. And when you stretch it out to 50 yards, the superior lockup between the barrel lugs and the slide really flexes its muscles. A loosely fitted budget gun will throw flyers all day at that distance. The Ruger stays surgically precise. But the crown jewel of this platform is the trigger. It stands completely apart from everything else we have discussed today. It snaps cleanly at 4.5 pounds, and I routinely hear instructors call it the finest out-of-the-box production trigger on the market. The reset is instantaneous, the wall is perfectly defined, and the break is so pure that almost nobody upgrades it. In 1911 world, accepting a factory trigger is incredibly rare, but Ruger managed to pull it off. Now, to keep it totally objective, there is one consistent complaint. If you buy the blued version, that external finish is going to show holster wear remarkably fast. It requires a high level of preventative maintenance to keep the rust away. But there is a very simple fix. Just buy the stainless steel model, and that problem completely vanishes. What the SR1911 brings to the table is a perfect storm of features. You get the tightly fitted slide, the precision lockup, an elite factory trigger, and the legendary Ruger durability backing it all up. At $900, it touches the ceiling of the budget category, but it makes an incredibly compelling argument that you absolutely do not need to spend $2,000 to get a top-tier 1911. So, what is the ultimate takeaway here? 5 completely different platforms, 5 different price brackets, but they all share one undeniable truth. The massive gap that used to exist between what a 1911 costs and how it actually performs on the range has effectively been erased. Whether you are dropping $350 on the rugged Tisas or stepping up to the $900 Ruger, the modern shooter is getting a level of quality that was unimaginable a decade ago. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these workhorses are you trusting in your holster or your nightstand safe? Get down in the comments section and let me know. Remember, the why always matters more than the what, so explain your reasoning. If this deep dive helped you cut through the marketing noise, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. We have a massive amount of tactical content coming down the pipeline, and you are not going to want to miss a second of it. Stay safe, train hard, and I will see you on the range.